All right. Hey, welcome back. So, look, this episode is going to be strictly about jiu-jitsu, especially if you're in your 40s and you haven't really been thinking about it. Maybe this can be considered a persuasive one. And maybe I'll get some info that I can relate and maybe you'll enjoy it. So, I don't know. So, basically, if you're in your 40s and you're thinking about starting jiu-jitsu, keep telling yourself you're not too old, okay? I hear that all the time. I'm too old, I'm out of shape, I don't know, blah, 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 blah. I'm really hoping that this one will actually just change your mind. So, who am I again? I'm Steven. I'm 45. I'm a jiu-jitsu black belt. Trained in Dojo Kyle for about 13 years. Technically 16, but 13 consistent, right? Because life always happens. And anyways, I think I have enough experience for somewhat. I will always say that I'm horrible at it, and I'm constantly still learning. I don't always get comfortable at things with it, and I think that's what it is. So maybe that helps a lot of people. Never going to be good at it. Just keep going because I enjoy it. I really do think of it as therapy, so hopefully you might be able to think of that too and try it out wherever you go. Doesn't even matter. All right? So, anyways, why would you actually start it? So, if you're in your 40s, I don't know what's going on in your life. I know for me, I've always loved competitive fighting sports or martial arts. Let's just say that. I really enjoyed martial arts and started at a young age for that. Jiu-jitsu was just something I started later on. I started in kickboxing first with Rudy Vasquez, and I loved it. It was so great. We also did a lot of Jeet Kune Do, and that was amazing. And as I got older, I got slower, and I didn't know really what to do, and just grappling always looked pretty cool, right? And started getting into that. And after the first time, obviously used to martial arts, I got my butt whooped many times over. Still get whooped today, and but I enjoy it. Kind of losing. You get used to that. Either way, all I'm just saying is that it's something to where I enjoy the thinking of it, of what you have to do. I enjoy the competitive part. I also enjoy just the learning and maybe getting better at things that I am horrible at. And not saying that I'm the best at those things, but I feel like I'm getting better and I like there's challenges. The cool thing about jiu-jitsu in itself is when you are in it, everything is gone. What does that mean is, look, my day job is a behavioral interventionist, okay? And so I work with students who, might have more aggression than others. And it's my job to help de-escalate, help them learn to self-regulate themselves, and to help teachers come up with plans, and hopefully those plans come to fruition, and talk to parents, and hopefully that they're okay with certain plans. And yeah, that's my normal job. And of course, I have a family, and I just got a life going on. But when I'm on the mat, it feels like all of it's gone. And I only focus on the one thing, not getting murdered, okay? Joking, but really just not, uh, I don't know. I don't even know what to say. Just, I'm in that moment on trying to solve the problem of either not getting choked out, not getting joint locked, and maybe doing the same thing to another person and just going back and forth. But it's great because at the very end of it, things are just gone. Certain stresses are just wiped away clean. And that's something that I really, really do enjoy. And it kind of helps mellow me out for the next time or several days after or whatever. And I guess thinking of it, if you do this regularly, maybe a daily thing, that compounds a lot. But also too, if you do it every other day or 3 times a week, I mean, it kind of helps set your week, and it gets you super active. And it's something you can do as you keep getting older. And not saying you go toe to toe with people all the time, but it's neat that you can go quote unquote toe to toe or at your speed and not necessarily matching others or more athletic than you, but you just have the ability to do things at a level, right, where it's competitive and it's hard hitting. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. It made sense in my head. Anyways, here's some reality things though. If you do decide you're 40 years old, even late 30s, you are not athletic as you used to be. You are not that person to where you can stay up super late and just be expected to perform as if you had an 8-hour night's of sleep. You are also that person that, might have certain strains and might get hurt easier. If you haven't ever had your back pulled out or you ever pulled a muscle on your back, hey, congratulations. If you are, you know what I'm talking about. There is recovery time that you need to do. There's also things that you kind of stop doing. There's a reason why you don't see too many 40-year-old breakdancers, even though they were great breakdancers in their 20s or in their teens. Our bodies are just different. So when you do start, take a lot of those things into account. I'm pretty certain that your body tells you when you just gotta rest. Now, our brain probably says, like, let's go. But look, that doesn't really happen. Lot, maybe at the mat itself. Anyways, self-control. I think that's a big thing. And being in your 40s, maybe that's something that we were able to gain, right? That throughout the years of our lives, we were able to be more patient, have more self-control, and we can adapt that on the mat. I don't know. Yeah. I know when I was talking earlier, there was a mental game that I really enjoyed in jiu-jitsu. And what is that? I mean, that mental game is basically being able to figure out problems in high stress situations and trying to see if you can solve it or bear it, right? So, my job in itself, sometimes I will be in a situation where there is such a high escalation in a classroom with a student that we need to clear the room. And what that means is everyone out of the room except for the student that is being very aggressive. Okay. And sometimes you've seen temper tantrums happen when kids are super little, right? If you have kids, what happens? Something sometimes gets thrown. I even take that as when you see some adults get so triggered, you see things get thrown. So, what do you have to do in that situation? Go at it as I'm going to match you, or probably I'm going to stay calm. I'm going to try to de escalate this. I'm going to make you go to my pace. And then now I can start to do things better because I'm in a better thought wise and I'm not trying to match you toe to toe at your speed or your state, if that makes sense. I really enjoy that part of jiu-jitsu. It's something that I think generalizes everywhere in my life, from work to home life to just anything that I do, right? And so that mental game is something that I feel that generalized over from jiu-jitsu, and I love it. I think that's like the coolest thing. The hardest part is people who don't get that. That's pretty tough. It's hard to where you understand that you can stay calm in high stress situations, but other people haven't learned that. What I wish is that everyone learned that. I also would think it'd be pretty cool if a lot of people do something like jujitsu. Now, I'm biased towards it, but I get it. I get the fact that If it's not your jam, hey, don't do that. If lifting is your jam, go for it. If running is your jam, go for it. If other martial arts is your jam, hey, go for it. Just do it. I think you can create that that same effect or something super similar. It's just in jiu-jitsu, there's something cool about being able to spar or roll at a pretty high percentage. For example, if you are boxing, can't always go 90 to 100% every day. It will not be good for your physical mental state, meaning that you will get hurt a lot. And those damages have, I would say, pretty catastrophic um, effects over time. Kickboxing, you can't take kicks a lot, right? Every single day at a very high intensity level. Wrestling, jiu-jitsu, judo, grappling arts, I will say that you can go 75, 90%, or even 100% because you have a tap. You have a, all right, I'm good. I know what's going to happen. I'm tapping right here, so it doesn't go any further. Or you can just keep wrestling or keep grappling until the timer goes out and you know some restraints that you don't have to go this far or whatever, but you can go at a speed or an intensity. And if you do that every time you go to class, I think that is something significant, right? It's like you're always tested. I know that later in this podcast, I'm going to go over a lot more on the behavior side, and behavior in education and behavior in just life in general. And I hope you stick with me for those when we get to there. But again, this is just jiu-jitsu in itself, okay? And I also like the mental game of ego-ness. Obviously, you see a lot of ego everywhere you go. Machismo, right? That's another word to say for it. And it's crazy. It's crazy on the fact that people's egos gets in the way of actual rational thought. I like jiu-jitsu in itself because it makes you literally humble in a way if you're open to that. And what that means is you stick with it years and years, you're just sticking with it. You will learn to humble yourself because you lose all the time. The amount of time that you tap out, the amount of time that you just, I can't do it, I'm not winning, and you keep coming back for more, those things, I think, keep you at a state of lowering that ego. And that is an amazing thing that carries over everywhere. I mean, you've seen those people that, you'll hear people who train talk and make fun of people who say, I see red. You don't know me when I see red. I think we do know you when you see red. Irrational, crazy, not knowing what they're doing, don't have the ability to control. We see you, but I think the people who do train understand that and know when to control themselves, and if it gets to it, be able to control you. So that's the mental part of jiu-jitsu that I really enjoy and I really like. If you are going to start, and I hope you do, I hope if you're listening to this and you feel that, you know what, I'm just going to go ahead and try it out. Try it out and give yourself time to try it out. Not one class, not even a week, not even two. I would literally say give it a go for 6 months. 2 times a week at least, or 8 times a month. Better for more, but let's just say at a lowest level, 8 times a month. Give yourself a try to just go in there and do it and see where you're at and see mentally how you feel and just keep going with it. And, you'll go through the same phases that we hear all the time. I'm not getting better, coach, or I don't know what to do. What am I supposed to do? What's my goal since I just started? I go through all those moments. I'm sure that all the upper belts and good coaches will just tell you, just keep coming. You're exactly where you're supposed to be. Okay, so something to expect. It's a marathon. It is not a sprint. Just get in there and enjoy just being there and doing it. Two, I mean, if you're over 40, be selective when it's time for you to start rolling. Be selective on your partners. You don't have to pick the D1 22-year-old wrestler. You can just choose to just learn how to flow roll, or pick the guy that is, cool and calm. It's okay. It doesn't matter. At this time, you're just in it just to just be in it. Okay, not to hurt yourself. And that's something too that I usually tell when I teach a basics class is, if you're at a school and you're training and you're just going in there to train daily, you want to train the next day. So why put yourself through something in an hour session that could either get you super hurt, that can prevent you from training the next day? You got to be smart about it. So take care of yourself when you are doing that. Also, the school that you're at, think about it. Is it a place of positivity? Is it a place of camaraderie? Is it a non-cultish place? Meaning you're free to do whatever you want. Meaning, like, if you want to cross-train somewhere else, if you talk about other things, are people accepting to certain thoughts? Within reason, of course, right? Because you can't have someone just new come in there saying, like, I saw this, I'm going to go do it. And you're like, okay, calm down. Anyways, just look at the school you're at and see if it fits for you. If it doesn't fit for you, then most definitely don't go there, right? Choose another place. There's tons of them. Find where you feel that you are more comfortable with. I'm going to probably say that the end of this, that jiu-jitsu is something that I am very grateful for. I think there's a reason why when people get into it, we only have 5 belts. Obviously, there's stripes and belts. If you have a school that has a stripe system, if not, it's not a big deal. It's wherever you prefer. But yeah, I mean, we have 5 belts for the most part, right, to get to black. And the average to get there is between 10 to 12 years, right? Maybe 10 to 15. It just depends how many times you go. If life happens, everything. Okay. It's a big marathon, and it's a commitment. But it's a cool commitment if you think about it in different ways. I obviously think of it as therapy, so I enjoy it. I enjoy it that way. I enjoy to clear my mind. I enjoy to learn things. I love the camaraderie, the community, etc., etc. Okay. I'm just saying that if you feel yourself wanting something in those areas, go for it. You can do it. It doesn't matter what shape you're in. It doesn't matter if you feel you need to do something before. Just stop. Just call. Check them out. Try it out. No thought. Here's one thing to leave you with. We tell our kids or our children, if they're younger or whatever, hey, I want to get them into a martial art because I want them to learn things. I want them, just exercise, gain confidence, learn something to how they can handle themselves, just get all these skills that any martial art kind of teaches you. Why is it that we say that we want that for our kids, but it's hard to do that for ourselves? And so I'm going to leave you with that. And hope you enjoyed episode 2. Subscribe, follow, like this, and I'll see you next time and on a different topic.